Good morning students, I am Moshmi Prasad and creator of this channel Digital Generation. This channel is regarding chapter wise preparation for both ICSE and CBSE students. I hope you will get best knowledge and explanation from this channel. Salts are those compounds which are produced by removing hydrogen ion from the acid by metal like sodium chloride or by ammonium group like ammonium chloride. So, sodium chloride has removed hydrogen ion from hydrochloric acid. Again, ammonium chloride has removed hydrogen from hydrochloric acid. So, sodium chloride and ammonium chloride are salts. Salts are formed when acids and bases react with each other. So, salts have two parents, acid and a base. So, the first part of the name of the salt is derived from the name of the base and the second part of the name of the salt is derived from the name of the acid. For example, sodium chloride is a salt. It is made from sodium hydroxide and hydrochloric acid. So, the first part of the salt is named by sodium as because it contains base sodium hydroxide, and second part of the salt chloride is named as because it contains acid hydrochloric acid. So we can say that salts of hydrochloric acids are called chlorides. Similarly, salts of sulfuric acids are called sulfates, salts of nitric acids are called nitrates, salts of acetic acids are called acetates, and salts of carbonic acids are called carbonates. Now we will study about the families of salt. When the salt contains same positive ion or same negative ion, then they form a family. For example, sodium chloride and sodium sulfate. These two salts contain same positive ion sodium. So we can say that they are sodium salt and they belong to the family of sodium. Again we can say that sodium chloride and potassium chloride. These are the salts which contain the same negative ion called chlorides. So we can say that they are chloride salts. So there are as many families of a salt as there are positive and negative ion in a salt. So we can say that there are sodium salts, potassium salt, calcium salt, magnesium salts, aluminum salts, iron salts, copper salts. These salts contains same positive ion. Again, the salts like chloride salts, sulfate salts, nitrate salt, acetate salts, carbonate salts, they belong to the same family because they contain same negative ion in a salts. Now we will discuss about the pH of a salt solution. Salts are formed by the reaction between acid and base. So neutralization reaction takes place. Thus we can say that when neutralization reaction has taken place, so salts must be neutral and must have pH of 7. Salt must have pH of 7. Sodium chloride is a salt which is a neutral salt and the pH of sodium salt is 7. But there are some salts which are either acidic like ammonium chloride, ammonium sulfate, and there are some salts which are basic in nature like sodium carbonate or sodium acetate. Now, the acidic or basic nature of a salt can be explained on the basis of hydrolysis of a salt. And hydrolysis means splitting up of a compound by the action of water. Now we can explain why sodium chloride is a neutral salt, ammonium chloride is an acidic salt, and sodium carbonate is a basic salt. So let's discuss why sodium chloride is a neutral salt. When sodium chloride is dissolved in water or it is hydrolyzed, then we get sodium hydroxide and hydrochloric acid. Sodium hydroxide is a strong base and it will be ionized completely to give hydroxide ion, and hydrochloric acid is also a strong acid and it will also be ionized completely to produce hydrogen ion. Now in the solution of sodium chloride, the concentration of hydroxide ion and the concentration of hydrogen ion are equal because both are strong base and strong acid. Thus, the salt formed by strong base and strong acids are neutral. Thus, we can say the salts which are formed by the action of strong base and strong acid are always neutral salt. So, sodium chloride is a neutral salt. Similarly, potassium chloride is also a neutral salt. Sodium sulfate or potassium sulfate, they are also neutral salt because they are made of strong base and strong acid. Now take the second case. Ammonium chloride is a acidic salt. ammonium chloride, when it is hydrolyzed, then it will give ammonium hydroxide and hydrochloric acid. This ammonium hydroxide is a weak base, so it will be partially ionized to give hydroxide ion, and this hydrochloric acid is a strong acid, so it will be ionized completely to give hydrogen ion. Thus, in the salt solution of ammonium chloride, we can see that the concentration of hydroxide ion will be less than the concentration of hydrogen ion. Or in other words, we can say that in the salt solution of ammonium chloride, the concentration of hydrogen ion will be more than the concentration of hydroxide ion, because here the reaction is between weak base and a strong acid. So hydrogen ion concentration is more in this salt solution, and thus the salt solution will be acidic in nature. And as the salt solution is acidic in nature, it will turn blue litmus red. Now take the example of third salt, sodium carbonate. Sodium carbonate is a basic salt. Now when this sodium carbonate is hydrolyzed, then it will give sodium hydroxide plus carbonic acid. Sodium hydroxide is a strong base, and so it will be ionized completely to keep hydroxide ion, whereas carbonic acid is a weak acid, so it will be ionized partially to give hydrogen ion. As in the salt solution, the concentration of hydroxide ion is more than the concentration of hydrogen ion, so the salt solution will be basic in nature, and as the salt solution is basic in nature, so it will turn red litmus blue. Another example of basic salt is sodium acetate, CH3COO Na. This is also a basic salt. Another example of acidic salt is ammonium sulfate. This is also acidic salt. Now we will study about the most important salt, sodium chloride or common salt. The chemical name of common salt or table salt is sodium chloride. Sodium chloride or common salt is used in preparing of our food. This common salt or sodium chloride is obtained in the laboratory by the reaction between sodium hydroxide and hydrochloric acid. But this sodium chloride is never obtained on a large scale by this process, because sodium chloride is available abundantly in nature. So first we will study how sodium chloride is obtained from the nature. First process is from the seawater. Sodium chloride is obtained by the evaporation of seawater. The seawaters are collected on a shallow large tanks and are made to evaporate. When the seawater is evaporated, then the salt is left behind, which is filtered and then purified to obtain salt. Second process is from the underground deposits. Sodium chloride is also obtained from the underground deposit and are mined just like coal, because they are available as rock salt. These rock salts are found in many countries, and sodium chloride is mined from this rock salt. These rock salts are formed because seas have dried away many years ago. Thousands of years ago, the sea was present, which was dried up, and thus it has formed the salts which are available in the form of rock salt. Rock salts are brown in color because of the presence of impurities. So these are the two processes by which we can get common salt or sodium chloride. Now we will find the uses of sodium chloride. Sodium chloride is used in our food as it adds flavor to our food, so we need sodium chloride in our diet. Sodium chloride is also needed in our body for proper functioning of the nervous system, muscular movement, and also for the production of hydrochloric acid in our stomach, which helps in the digestion of protein in our stomach. Apart from this, sodium chloride is also used for preparing many useful chemicals in the laboratories like caustic soda, washing soda, baking soda. Sodium chloride is used as a preservative. It is used to preserve pickles, meat, and fish. Sodium chloride is also used to melt the ice on the roadsides in many countries during winter. Now we will study the chemicals which are obtained from sodium chloride. The first and the most important basic compound which is obtained from sodium chloride is caustic soda or sodium hydroxide. So let's study about sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide is obtained by electrolysis of brine. So first we must know what is brine. Brine is cold concentrated aqueous solution of sodium chloride. So when electric current is passed through this brine, then this sodium chloride breaks up to give three most important products: sodium hydroxide or caustic soda, hydrogen and chlorine. This process of electrolysis of brine to get caustic soda or sodium hydroxide is also known as chlor-alkali process. Chlor means chlorine and alkali is sodium hydroxide. So this chlor-alkali process is a very important process. It gives the three most important useful chemicals which are used in industries on a large scale. So let's see the reaction, what happens when brine is electrolyzed. When brine is electrolyzed, then it gives sodium hydroxide, chlorine gas and hydrogen gas. Chlorine gas is collected at the anode or positive electrode. Hydrogen gas is collected at cathode or negative electrode, and sodium hydroxide is collected near the cathode. Now these three important products are very useful, and so they are collected and stored separately for various chemical uses. So we will study the use of these three chemical products one by one, and this process is also known as chlor-alkali process. Chlor-alkali process, because chlorine is produced, alkali means sodium hydroxide is produced. Now we will study the importance of caustic soda or sodium hydroxide. Caustic soda is the starting material for many chemicals, and it is the most useful basic compound which is needed for the preparation of other chemicals in industry. It is used in industry on a large scale. So let's see the use of sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide is used for preparing soaps and detergents. Sodium hydroxide is used for preparing an artificial fiber known as rayon. Sodium hydroxide is also used in the manufacture of paper. Sodium hydroxide is used for degreasing metal, and for oil refining, and also for preparing dyes and bleaches. Sodium hydroxide is also used for extraction of aluminium from bauxite, which is an ore of aluminium. These are the uses of sodium hydroxide. Now let's study the use of chlorine. Chlorine is used for sterilizing water. It is used as a disinfectant to purify water. Chlorine is used for making bleaching powder, and chlorine is also used for making hydrochloric acid. Chlorine is used for making a plastic known as PVC, polyvinyl chloride. Chlorine is also used for making pesticides and chemicals like chloroform, CHCl3. This has an anesthetic property, so it is a very important chemical. Chlorine is also used for making carbon tetrachloride. Chlorine is also used for making solution for dry cleaning like CH3, CHCl3. This is called trichloroethane, and chloroform is called trichloromethane. It has an anesthetic property, and this trichloroethane is used as a solution for dry cleaning. Let's study the uses of hydrogen. Hydrogen is used for hydrogenation of fats, for preparing vanaspati ghee or vegetable oil. Hydrogen is used for making ammonia NH3, which is used as a fertilizer. Hydrogen is used for making hydrochloric acid. Hydrogen is used for making methyl alcohol. And liquid hydrogen is used as a rocket fuel. Now, when hydrogen and chlorine that are produced in this chlor-alkali process, when combines together, it gives hydrochloric acid. This is also a very important chemical and has many uses. Now let's study the use of hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid is used to remove the oxide film on iron sheets before galvanization. Hydrochloric acid is used for many medicines and cosmetics. Hydrochloric acid is used for making chlorides like ammonium chloride, which are used in dry battery cell. Hydrochloric acid is used in making a plastic known as PVC, polyvinyl chloride, and hydrochloric acid is used in textile, tanning and dyeing industry also. So these are the uses of hydrochloric acid. Now when this sodium hydroxide and chlorine combines together, then it forms another important chemical known as sodium hypochlorite, NaClO. This sodium hypochlorite is a bleaching agent and is used for making household bleaches and for dyeing fabrics. Now we will study about another important salt called washing soda. The chemical formula of washing soda is sodium carbonate decahydrate, and this washing soda is formed in 3 steps. So first step, when brine or cold concentrated aqueous solution of sodium chloride is reacted with ammonia, carbon dioxide and water. This gives sodium hydrogen carbonate and ammonium chloride. This sodium hydrogen carbonate is sparingly soluble in water and thus it precipitates out as solid, and thus this sodium hydrogen carbonate is filtered out from this solution. Now second step is when this sodium hydrogen carbonate or sodium bicarbonate is heated. When this is heated, it gives sodium carbonate plus carbon dioxide plus water. This sodium carbonate is known as soda ash because it does not contain these 10 molecules of water of crystallization. So it is called dry washing soda or soda ash. Now when this soda ash or dry sodium carbonate or dry washing soda is dissolved in water, then it produces sodium carbonate decahydrate, and this is the washing soda. Now we will study about the properties of washing soda. Properties of washing soda is that it is transparent, crystalline, solid, it is soluble in water and is alkaline in nature. Detergent or cleaning property of sodium carbonate is the most important property of this salt. Now as this sodium carbonate has detergent or cleaning property, it removes dirt and grease from the clothes. These sodium carbonates attack the dust and grease of the cloth and forms soluble compound. This soluble compound is then washed away when the clothes are rinsed with water. So it has a detergent or cleansing property. Now we will study about the uses of sodium carbonate. As this sodium carbonate has a detergent or cleansing property, thus sodium carbonate is used for making soda or dry soap powder. Sodium carbonate is also used for removing permanent hardness of water. Sodium carbonate is used for manufacturing of glass, and sodium carbonate is used for manufacturing a sodium compound called borax. Now we will study about the third most important salt known as baking soda or sodium hydrogen carbonate. Sodium hydrogen carbonate or sodium bicarbonate is known as baking soda. Baking soda or sodium hydrogen carbonate is often used for faster cooking of foods like gram or chana. Sodium hydrogen carbonate or baking soda is prepared from brine plus ammonia with carbon dioxide and water. This produces sodium hydrogen carbonate. Now we will study about the properties of sodium hydrogen carbonate or baking soda. Hydrogen carbonate is not soluble in water, or we can say it is sparingly soluble in water. It is crystalline solid and it is mild non-corrosive base, and thus it is alkaline in nature. Action of heat on sodium hydrogen carbonate. When sodium hydrogen carbonate or sodium bicarbonate or baking soda is heated, then it gives sodium carbonate, carbon dioxide and water. As because it gives carbon dioxide, so sodium hydrogen carbonate or baking soda serve as a most important constituent for making baking powder to aerate the dough and in also effervescent drink. Baking soda sodium hydrogen carbonate is used as an antacid. So this sodium hydrogen carbonate or baking soda is used to neutralize the excess hydrochloric acid produced in stomach and to help in digestion. Secondly, sodium hydrogen carbonate is used for making baking powder. Sodium hydrogen carbonate or baking soda when mixes with edible tartaric acid, then it forms baking powder. So we must be clear about baking soda and baking powder. Baking soda is sodium hydrogen carbonate, and baking powder is a mixture of sodium hydrogen carbonate plus edible tartaric acid. When this baking powder is mixed with water while preparing the dough for the cake, then it produces carbon dioxide gas along with the salt sodium tartrate. This carbon dioxide gas is trapped in the dough and bubbles out slowly, making the cake to rise and also become soft and spongy. Thus, baking powder acts as a rising agent or helps the cake to rise and become soft and spongy. Now, if we do not add baking powder in a cake, then the cake will become hard and quite small in size because carbon dioxide is not produced and the dough is not aerated. Now, if baking soda is added instead of baking powder, now baking soda or sodium hydrogen carbonate, when heated while baking the cake, it produces sodium carbonate salt. This sodium carbonate salt has a bitter taste, so the cake will taste bitter. Whereas if we add sodium hydrogen carbonate or baking soda along with edible tartaric acid, then the sodium carbonate salt, which is produced while baking or by heating the cake, then this sodium carbonate salt is neutralized by the tartaric acid. Sodium tartrate salt is formed, which has a pleasant taste, so the cake have pleasant taste. Now, this is the difference why we add baking powder and not baking soda in a cake. Another important use of sodium hydrogen carbonate or baking soda is that for making soda acid fire extinguisher. Soda acid fire extinguisher is used to put off or extinguish the fire because soda acid fire extinguisher contains sodium hydrogen carbonate and sulfuric acid in separate container. So when the knob is pressed or it is inverted, then this sodium hydrogen carbonate and sulfuric acid are mixed together and produces sodium sulfate salt, water and lots of carbon dioxide. The pressure of this carbon dioxide gas forces the stream of water to fall on the burning substance, and thus the water lowers the ignition temperature of the burning substance and the fire is put off. And the carbon dioxide gas which comes out from the soda acid fire extinguisher forms a blanket around the burning substance and it cuts the supply of oxygen, and thus the burning stops and the fire extinguishes. So these are the important uses of baking soda. In my next video, we will study about other salts like bleaching powder and plaster of Paris. Thank you for watching my video, and if you find my video useful, please do like and share my videos and subscribe my channel. And if you have any doubt regarding this chapter, comment below. I will try to answer as early as possible.